Hello and welcome to Attention Central Texas. I'm Angela Galbraith, your host. And today we have as our guest Ken Valka and Caitlin West. Hello, hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. And so you're here to speak to us about Vincent DePaul.
St Vincent DePaul.
St Vincent DePaul, okay?
Yes,
go ahead and tell us a little bit about that.
Surely. Back in 1966, St Vincent DePaul was founded by a group of concerned citizens to organize a food pantry for homeless people and for those people who might be out of work, elderly citizens who needed food. They rented a space of about 800 square feet, and it's continued on since 1966 to the present day.
1966, wow.
So this year we celebrated our 51st anniversary.
Oh, 51 years old, awesome.
That's right, of helping those in need. A couple of years ago we moved to a larger facility. We now have 11,000 square feet instead of 800
Look
square
at God.
feet. We did. It's all thanks to God, that's for sure. His blessings are showered upon us every day.
Amen.
We know that. Approximately 17 years ago, I moved to Temple, and I was approached by one of the Catholic priests to serve on the board of this organization. So I joined the board, and I have either been on the board or been a president or vice president or executive director, one of those positions. A few years ago, Caitlin joined us as a volunteer. I recognized in Caitlin a great passion for helping people. She has a wonderful, generous, giving heart. And so I offered her a job as our assistant director.
Well, all right, amen.
And so now she serves as both our assistant director and as director of our ministry programs, while I serve as executive director.
Awesome.
Caitlin's there on site every day. I come from time to time during the week. And my job mainly nowadays is helping obtain grants for the facility, working with the other agencies and working with United Way to help receive funding, and just being there for whatever Caitlin needs me to do. Since 1966, we have basically morphed into a large thrift store.
So you're growing, good.
And we have grown to where we now have a showroom that has donations basically given to us by benefactors of clothing, furniture, food.
Awesome.
All kinds of items. We have a truck that will pick those up when we can schedule a delivery. And our organization basically provides food to people on Thursday mornings.
Thursday mornings, okay.
From 9 to 12?
10:30.
9 to 10:30, and it's located in Temple.
It's located in Temple on 106 West Avenue D.
Okay.
Our organization has a board of directors made up of business people, doctors, lawyers, bankers, who all help us make decisions for the organization.
That's beautiful.
We serve about 100 families per week, and our sales in our store that funds buying the food for that generally is now around $130,000 a year.
Awesome. Wow.
We also receive help from the United Way. I think this year we received $15,000. We receive help from the churches, from individual donors, people who will just walk in and hand us some money and say,
wow,
do with this what you need to do.
Whatever you need to do. Well, it certainly takes a village, doesn't it?
It does.
And an army.
And an army.
We have a group of volunteers. Caitlin is our only full-time paid employee. The rest of we have 2 part-time employees who help us pick up furniture, deliver furniture, and help around the facility. And we have a group, as Caitlin said, of an army of volunteers.
Awesome. Awesome.
We obtain food on Wednesdays. We will go around to the different facilities of H-E-B, Walmart, PFG, a number of others. What, did I leave any out?
No, sir.
As well as Caitlin orders food once a week from the Central Texas Food Bank in Austin. We receive shipments of produce as well, so when you come in for food, you'll fill out a menu based on what Caitlin has available that week in the way of canned goods and meat products.
Oh, meat products. Mostly these non-perishable items, but great.
That's right. We have a freezer, we have a cooler, so we'll receive all kinds of meat products from that we distribute as well. And outside of our facility, we have a long set of tables where we set up available produce. So we're a part of a hub that Feed My Sheep and the other food pantries participate in.
I've heard of Feed My Sheep. Awesome.
The Capital Texas Area Food Bank created a hub in Temple where food is brought up from the Rio Grande Valley, produce especially, and from time to time we have strawberries, blueberries, cabbage, potatoes, asparagus,
all
lettuce,
nutritious things.
everything. Corn on the cob. It's all fresh.
Awesome.
And the people, once they get their non-perishable and meat items, are free to browse those tables and to pick up whatever they want. And so they leave with bags of all types of groceries and produce, fresh produce, to help them out.
Awesome, amen. So you are responsible for the day-to-day.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us a little bit about the day-to-day, what's going on, and also about the project you've implemented.
We start off in the morning around 9 o'clock, and we always open with prayer, and we talk to everyone and get everyone together as a family. And then we either go out into the community or start serving the store. Customers come in with donations throughout the day. We go out and we pick up donations, like Ken said. Sometimes we have a special person come in throughout the day that's hungry or new to the area, could have been dropped off in the area or took the train here, and we invite them into our family and let them come into our store and
I like that.
help
into our
working with
family.
them and letting them know that they're a part of us and that they're not any different than anyone else. And from there we have about 40 volunteers,
40?
as Ken said, some professionals, some retired, and then I would say about 20 of them are special people, where they come in daily and they're there right when we open the door and they stay till about 4:35 when we close the gates down. So we do a big job of supporting the community a lot.
And what about the we were talking earlier about the day-to-day, I mean, giving them something to do during the day.
Yes, ma'am. So I feel like they feel like sometimes they don't have a purpose when they're out there on the streets, because there's not a lot of things that they can get involved with or feel safe with. So when they come to us, sometimes they minister to other people. I think one special person has a good relationship with another special person there. They know how to bond and interact with each other better. And from there, we just build structure and skills and put them on a small project and graduate them to a bigger one and a bigger one and bigger one, to even sometimes they're working our register when we feel like we can trust them and they prove their way.
So you're not just feeding the belly, you're feeding the spirit.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, and building self-esteem and offering work skills and all of that. That's awesome.
Yes, ma'am.
Approximately how many families do you think you probably see per week?
An average of probably about 120 and about 500 a month.
Okay, and so what types of items do you offer, like in a thrift store?
All kinds of items. We have wedding dresses. We have
Wedding dresses, awesome.
We have antique items. We have tiaras. Sometimes we get silver in. Sometimes we get pearls in. We get nice cowgirl boots in or cowboy boots in. We have a huge kids room in the back where we have lots of nursery items and things like that. We have furniture, older and refurbished furniture that can be redone, clothing, furniture, bedding, refrigerators, microwaves, things like that.
And also, if there's a need, you also donate the furniture and things like that to the families, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What inspired you to be a part of this?
I lost my grandmother 5 years ago, and she just had a real special heart, and she always gave back to the Lord. And in that time, it was a little bit of a dark tunnel for me, so I wanted to follow her footsteps and give back to the Lord as well. So I grew up going to St Vincent DePaul when I was younger, so when I graduated from college, I came back and I started becoming a volunteer there.
And giving back.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome, awesome. You're right. She does have a big heart and a generous spirit.
Absolutely, she does. She does. I wanted to also mention that 3 years ago, St. Vincent started a program with United Way and Feed My Sheep, where we recognized that the biggest need in the community that we saw through calls to 211 were for utility assistance for people who are having their utilities cut off, or for rent assistance for people who are being evicted from their apartments or their homes, or people who couldn't get a job because they couldn't get birth certificates or ID, or folks who had to go to a funeral for a family member out of state and needed emergency transportation, or a young lady and her child that just got off the bus because they were leaving a domestic violence situation and had no place to stay for the night. So we created a coalition along with Feed My Sheep and the Help Center for Bell County, and asked United Way, and they funded us $60,000 a year. in the past 2 years where when you go in to feed my sheep and you can fill out a form, the people at St Vincent DePaul will come over and actually write checks to those people in need, to their landlords or to the utility companies or to the bus company,
Right.
to help those people out.
Yes. Awesome.
So it's been, it filled a void in the community where there was no money available for that type of thing.
Yeah, and I didn't think about the emergency assistance for funerals out of town or things of that nature. That's really unique in that approach.
It is. We'll actually take them to the bus station, buy the ticket. Some men or women find jobs out of state and don't have a job here, so we'll help them find transportation to the job.
Awesome.
We had a man and his son who found a job at an industrial site, but they needed boots, so we gave them boots. They decided because of that, they were going to come volunteer every day off. And they've been to our store every day that they get off now
Awesome.
to help us volunteer. So we have a lot of that kind of thing that Caitlin inspires at
The
our
special
store.
people.
They enjoy volunteering more than they said their real job.
Awesome. Well, that's good. I can see that they would, given the atmosphere that you all provide. And so it's open on Wednesdays.
It's open every Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday, okay.
The food pantry is open on Thursdays.
On Thursdays.
Thursday mornings.
And if someone were to volunteer, or would desire to volunteer, how would they go about that?
You just come on in, I go over the policies and the guidelines, and we get started. And I ask you what you feel comfortable doing, and we put you in a spot, and we gradually move you on and on up to somewhere different in the store.
Okay. And to donate items, food, clothing?
Just give us a call, and we have a scheduler who you can speak with, and we can schedule someone to come out and pick up the items.
Okay. Now, are there certain things that you do not take?
Not really necessarily. If anything we get that we cannot sell, I usually just give it away to a family in need for free.
We've got things from motorcycles.
Motorcycles?
We've gotten everything from motorcycles to wheelchairs, to walkers, to bedroom suits. We have had a number of people who say, my parents have died, our family doesn't want what's in the home, so here's the address. And you're welcome to it. So they donate their whole interior parents' house to St. Vincent DePaul. So we're very blessed.
How long did it take you to get rid of that motorcycle?
We are moving on it now. We're moving on it now. If you know anyone that wants a motorcycle, we can help them.
If you know anybody that wants a motorcycle, go to St. Vincent DePaul.
That's right. That's right.
That's awesome. And I just pray God's blessings upon your endeavors and all that you're trying to do for the community, giving back, to the people in need. And that's just such a blessing. I just know that you've blessed so many lives. And I want to thank you for being here with us.
Thank you.
I want to thank you for joining us. Tune in next time.